All right, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It is just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time.
The only reason we're on time is because it's pre-recorded.
Hey, you gonna let me talk?
No.
Come on, one time in 2 weeks.
Seriously.
It's showtime.
Whatever.
It's time for another episode of Shop Talk. I'm your host, Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine, joined in the actual Dennis Kirk motorcycle studio.
We're at Dennis Kirk.
We're in the studio. They really did leave the back door open.
I know.
Awesome. So we're here in Rush City, Minnesota.
Yes, after a trip from
spirited
trip from Arizona.
And we're spending some time here with the folks at Dennis Kirk doing some great stuff. We're gonna go over some products. But tonight's show
is pretty cool. I'm excited about this one.
It is the result. If you guys are not familiar with Nick Trask, I mean, obviously the name Trask Performance, incredible exhaust components, turbos. You know, Nick's got a lot of great stuff coming out. But
his story is the epitome of the American dream. Like, it's so inspiring. I cannot wait to share it with you guys.
So Nick was part of the Chopper Friends Throwdown. Yep. You know, if you're not familiar with this, second year in a row that the Friends Throwdown built a bike, ended up in Winslow, Arizona. We all rode in to Scottsdale for the to
and
Phoenix.
Nick Trask Performance came in on a slab
shovel,
shovel.
That was where I was like, okay, wait a minute.
What's
Nick
this
is
cat
rocking
story?
Old school cool.
Yep.
You know, well, after you hear his story, you are not going to be surprised either.
Not at all.
He comes upon all of that very, very legitimately. Yep. And we got some great time to hang out with Nick. So we're going to jump right to it tonight. Part of the way through this, we're going to break in with some different stuff. We got some feature bikes for you. Obviously, we're not in the traditional format of Shop Talk, but nonetheless, it's going to be a killer show.
I'm excited.
Let's go check out Nick Trask.
This is a little showroom area. This is when we started. We started down the street, and that was in 2000, and we ended up in this place 2002. So I've been here since. Speed shop. This one, build motors, build bikes, develop parts. My name is Nick Trask. I live here in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been in business 23 years. 2000 we started. And I'm originally from New Zealand. My dad had Harleys my whole life. And he's kind of got me into it. And he had shovel heads and stuff. And that's my passion. And my first Harley I got was a 1990 Dyna when I was 17. My first road bike was a 73 Bonnie Triumph. 750. Oil and frame, right shift. Came over here in '96 to go to motorcycle school. So I'd add an Easy Rider magazine, filled it out, and came over here. They recruited me to the school. I didn't know anybody, didn't have a place to stay. I popped a person, nothing. Came over to this country, and I got MMI, and I realized it was for a year, and I didn't have enough money to live for a year, so I had to go work under the table, pulling V8s, building V8s, whatever it took, just to stay alive. Go to school in the morning and work on cars out at night. I went back to New Zealand for 8 months, and I had a little garage that I was working on guys' bikes out over there. And so I did that for 8 months, 9 months, and I came back to the States. I sold everything I had, every friggin' ounce of everything.
Yeah.
Just to get my Harley and myself back to the States. Saw opportunity that I'd never seen anywhere else in the world, well, anywhere else that I had dreamed about. And so it's like, you know, I'm going back to the States. And I got a documentary that I'm releasing here shortly, so people can see the whole history of. It tells a pretty good story. I had to work for. Well, I didn't have a green card, so I couldn't work. Right, so I had to work under the table some more. Right, so I worked for Lopez Performance, building the 8s for him down there, and then I married my wife that I have now. got my green card. I was ready to rock. So I was working for a Harley dealer. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to change oil. And right. So my passion is performance and tuning. So I already had experience on a dyno. So I bought a dyno. This was in 2000. I bought a dyno and started up a small shop. Actually, a guy that sold me the dyno already had a small shop sitting there, but he had no one to run it. So I basically did a deal with him and says, you know what, I'll take over the shop, take over the monthly payments. If you're good with that, after a year's time, if it's not working out, then I'll take all my stuff and roll on. And so we did that. Our bread and butter was in the dyno. Right, so we got our performance tuning, we developed our maps, and all our turbochargers we developed in there. As far as developing what size turbo, the size of the diameter of the pipe, the length of the pipe, all that was developed on this dyno. We were one of the first companies in Arizona to have a load control dyno. It just comes from not having anything, not having nothing, not having the resources, and just kind of having the passion to figure it out. And that's kind of what we did, right? You don't have a tool, you make the tool. You don't have but you still want to make it happen. You want to put a turbocharger on something, you figure it out. And that's what we did. We just figured shit out. And that's good because you had to, because you couldn't get gaskets, right? Just like you can here, you can't run down to the Harley shop and grab a gasket. Right, you get your gasket material out, and you cut a gasket out. Well, I was a performance guy. I went through an automotive apprenticeship when I left school at 16, and I went straight to automotive school and did my apprenticeship. 5 years, 8,000 hours was our apprenticeship, and that's where I started turbocharging cars and got into performance there. And my dad had raced cars too, right? So it kind of got me sparked up. Yeah, that's what we loved. Right? Go to the race car track, and at the end of the weekend, my dad and his buddies go get drunk, and me and the kids go play on the track. So it was kind of like, it was passionate, right? So you grow up with it, and it's memories. Memories is what creates this stuff. That's why we go back and we start building shit that we had when we were younger. It's just, you just get that memory, and that's what I tell guys to give to their kids. Give your kid a memory, and then he'll carry it on later. Right, so I'm worried about all these muscle cars and that these guys have in their garage, right? If their kids don't have any memories from them, then they're not going to appreciate them when they get older. That 32 blonde Hemi that I got, right? I wouldn't give that up for any amount of money, because it just gives you that feeling, right? Just our tuning got known through the whole southwest as being a tuner. So guys would bring me bikes from all around the place, and I was doing a lot of performance upgrades. Roger Bourget was down the street. And they would bring me all those Bourgets, 113s or straight pipes, and I'd put a camshaft, I'd machine the carburetor, I'd bore out the G carburetor, put a couple of Thunderjets in it, tune it up, put a camshaft in it, put a Wood 630 cam in it, right? Get this thing to rock, and it'd be just like hotcakes, man. I had one after the other lined up coming in, and then Thursday night they'd take them out and street race them, and I used to go with them, right? So we'd street race every Thursday night. Down Scottsdale Road. It was so dangerous. I blew my motorcycle in pieces driving down there. I had 49 horsepower out of my old draw-through Softail, turbocharged Softail back then. And I was racing a V-Rod that we built, turbocharged V-Rod we built, and I blew my cylinder head in 4 pieces. Flames are shooting up, coming out of my lap. Because I just blew the thing apart running 30 pounds of boost in it. Everyone would bring me their bikes, and I got known pretty quick. If you want a bike to go fast, you bring it to Nick. So I have this bike. I had multiple bikes. I have to cover them all up because this guy wants to see what this guy's doing, and just so they can go and race each other on Thursday. So it was a rush every week to get their shit done for Thursday. Trask right now is we're probably, I would say we're one of the fastest growing performance companies, motorcycle performance companies in the world. There's no other performance company in motorcycles that has our brand. And I know that because we sell parts through Drag Specialties, and our parts we're growing like crazy. We have 38 employees. We range between 35 and 45. Been in business 23 years, which that's a feat in itself.
Amen.
For the first 5 years, I was thinking, fuck me. First 10 years was like, it was 20 years to have overnight success. Right? Everyone looks at me now and go, oh man, it must have been easy. No, dude, it wasn't easy. I was putting payroll on credit cards and doing everything necessary just to keep the bills paid and keep everyone going. Right? Struggle. I only had not 1 ounce of money from the bank. The banks weren't a load of motorcycle shop. Fuck motorcycles. Right? Go to a bank and ask for a loan. They give you money when you got money. They don't give you money when you need it. You're on your own, buddy. And I figured it out, and I've made the hard choices and sacrifice and put the time in. And we're finally getting over the top, and our company's growing like crazy, and we've got a strong brand. And we're passionate about our products. Our products work, and they're unique, and they look good. Some of them solve a problem, right? But yeah, I'm not going to make something just because everyone else is making it, right? I'll make something that's a little different and a little better.
We're doing mock-ups, turbo mock-ups are done in this room here. So all our turbochargers, especially the custom ones or the high output ones, they all get mocked up on engines and mock-up bikes in this room. This is one of the bikes that were in the fire. It was a brand new motorcycle, all fully built, and it just needed mirrors put on it. And we pushed it down to the other building, and then the building lit on fire. Neighbors burned the fucking down. It was awesome, yeah.
There's a lot of other companies that are solving problems. Fueling's solving a lot of problems with the components that break when you put bigger camshafts and higher lift camshafts in them. We don't see as many problems with our stuff because when you put turbocharger on it, it smoothens everything out. It's a lot more mild. You don't need the big lift camshafts and the high compression. So we're basically we're putting compression in it, but we're gently putting compression in it. It's not hard hitting like a big compression, high compression motor. So we don't see the problems with the studs breaking off inside the heads, things of that nature. We got into racing. Well, actually, we were one of the first companies to get into it with Rob. It was kind of one of these things where it would be a dream, right? We'll be at a dealer show, can't remember where. Actually, originally, when we first started talking about it, we were at Sturgis. And Rob says, man, it'd be cool to race baggers around the track. I says, you know what? That'd be badass. You know what? I'm in. And there's a couple of guys, they were soft-cocking, right, saying that, yeah, I'm going to do it, but they don't do it, right? Well, that's the challenge, too, trying to make a Harley road race bike, right? We're running like 3 seconds, 4 seconds off of like Daytona 200 bikes. 6-8 million views later, right? Went crazy. Almost broke Moto America's page. They got so many hits.
Amazing.
Way more than their best superbike race ever. Support the industry. Don't fucking run away from it. That's the problem. That's why I have a problem with a lot of these guys, man. Like this, so I push them hard. And I don't really give a fuck what people think of me and what they say, right? Because I'm gonna do what I think is right, and I'm gonna push the industry. And so, and a lot of them don't want to talk to me because they know I'm gonna pull them out because I want them supported, right? If we don't create excitement for the industry, then our customer goes and buys jet skis. So everyone needs to support it. Everyone needs to get behind it and fucking. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to get I'm not going to get personally back what I've got in it. It doesn't matter, man. Look at the big picture. If we all have that mentality, then this industry's gone. So I push like crazy when it comes to that. I hate it when guys go, oh man, I'm not gonna get a return on that. It's like, you know what, man? It's not all about a return. Sometimes you gotta give first and you gotta make it work.
All right, hey, we're going to take a break real quick here and pay some bills. Remind you that you're watching Shop Talk here in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Don't go anywhere.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. The race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
Hey, this is Reynold Knowles with Cycle Showcase STL, and you're watching Shop Talk.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, and you're watching Shop Talk here with Chris and Heather live from the road in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio in Rush City.
Yes, very cool weekend.
Long time on the road, but...
I can't wait to see the dogs.
So, Nick, right? I mean, who would think, like, because when you see Nick out in public, he is the epitome of a wild child.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, he's killing it in bagger racing.
Killing it in bagger racing, you know, outrageous, but very few words. To find out that he could actually be a spokesperson for the spirit of motorcycling.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, not only did he start over once, but twice. Like, and to do that and to be where he is today.
Yeah.
It gives you hope. Like, we could still make it, little buddy.
All right, with that, let's go back to our interview with Nick Trask.
Ground zero, man. Fucking ground zero. I'm gonna be getting put in the back of a cop car. I had no fucking telephone. I had nothing. My parents didn't know where I was in New Zealand. If I got kicked up in jail, I'll be done. Like, who would even know where to find me?
Right. Yeah.
So that was a scary point. This was a scary time of my life. It was like, you know, you better make sure that you don't get jammed up with anything because, fucking no one knew where I was at. Nothing for a few years. It wasn't like you had cell phones back then, right? Call collect. Fucking kids don't even know how to call collect now. Ask them to do a collect call. I want to be an advocate on you can do anything you want, and I want to inspire younger people because I can. And a lot of kids don't fucking, they don't know. They don't know it's available. Because we looked at US, man, as being on top of the rock. When you grow up in another country, you can't afford anything in the US, it's too expensive, right? So you just, but Levi jeans, things like that, you can't afford them. Fuck. We wish we had Levi jeans when we grew up. I left my daughter behind too, that was one of the hardest things I did. My daughter was a year old. I go back, I got a place over there, so I go back I try to go back often, but COVID kind of screwed us up. We didn't go back for 5 years. We went back. I took my family back for the month of December. Went back for the whole month. And we rented motorhomes. I went back there. I rented a little motorhome, small little pickup truck. Right, 4 of us sleeping in it. We had the best time of our life, man. We just pull up on the beach, drop the deal, and out comes the barbecue, and we're good as gold. I flew my sister over from New Zealand, from Australia with her kids, and they rented a motorhome too. And my parents got their little motorhome, so we just followed each other down the island. It was awesome, man. We want to stop, we stop. We just pull off from the old school campgrounds, right, and just park on the beach. It's a 66 gin shovel. I had the bike a while, and so I didn't have time to, because we were racing the BRL, actually, racing the bagger racing, and I committed to the bagger racing deal. It's taken a lot of my resources, a lot of my time. And I got Shane Narbone, who's been riding for us, and we got the two championships for BRL. And I had to go race Daytona for the Moto America deal, because I wanted to go out there and show them that, hey, we can race a factory team. Oh, I love anything, man. I'd have a good time on a fucking skateboard. It doesn't matter. That's it. I always have a good time. And I can have a good time anywhere in a fucking shit house. It doesn't matter. And we went out there and we had some issues with our bike, but we got the highest mile per hour for a Harley, 180.6. I didn't have time to build a complete bike. Right? So I had this 66 gin shovel that I bought off a friend in Washington, and I just cooled it up. I just needed a dose of cool. Right? So put the A-pingers on it, put the open bright primary on, foot clutch, jockey shift, all the shit that I like. You know, cut a few things down and just give it a dose of cool, and it was ready to rock. Right? I got every freaking motorcycle you can dream of in my house at home. And I'm all passionate about them for different reasons. I got an FXR collection. I'm passionate as hell about them, and I got performance bikes. But I don't love them the same as I love this thing, because it's just different. It's just, as soon as I sit on it, as soon as I start it up, I turn into an instant badass, right? As soon as you crack those pipes, the fucking energy just goes through the roof, and you just become a badass right away. You can't beat that. It's just the senses. I won the slow drags with it the other day. I won the slow drags until me and Jay did a deal at the end, and he beat me 2 out of 3. Mine started to go left, right? And I can't put my foot down. My bike started to go left, and it was like, next time I'm in the parking lot out here. And the next year, 10 years of Trask is just going to keep building our empire, keep developing more parts, keeping our brand strong, right? We build these custom bikes that we go do the photo shoots, keep our brand elevated, visualizing the brand as being high quality, and they might not be able to afford that bike, but they can afford these parts, right? They get a piece of it. That's what I'm trying to keep going. The next 10 years, we're just going to get bigger and bigger. Never satisfied, right? So I look at us now, and I'm like, okay, so what? Where are we going from here? Right? It's not because I'm trying to create any wealth or anything like that. I just have passion for growth. I love seeing things new. I love looking forward to something. Yeah. Right? And if I don't have that, then I get myself in trouble. He does all our design, and he's a production manager. But we'll bring bikes in here, we'll put a rack in here, we'll put up on the rack, we'll run the Faro arm over it, we'll scan the bike, basically put it all digitally in the CAD system, and then we'll design it from there. Design exhaust pipes, everything, like right in CAD. Wow. And we'll send that file over to the bender, got a bender in the other shop over there, a pipe bender, and the guys will bend up the tubes based off of what we create over here. And we'll go put them up to the bike, make sure they're close, start building an exhaust pipe. We're building a primary cover for our race bike right now. This is an outer primary cover for our race bike. So we have more clearance when we go around corners. And
holy shit.
And we've got adjustable foot peg locations. This is kind of a real proud part that we made. This is our merge, a full billet merge. And every company we sent this to basically told us we're smoking crack. Says we couldn't make it as a 5-axis machine part, and we don't have a 5-axis machine. You get all the hardware, vacuum sealed, everything you need to put the kit on. You get detailed instructions, you get a step-by-step walkthrough DVD video. So yes, in our warehouse, this is where we stage it up. What's in your part? This is a pretty cool part we made for the latest touring bikes. That's full carbon front spoiler, right? With a mesh put in it. It's fully done for the performance bagger, right? It's super light, super badass.
This is why I'm broke. Because I have so much inventory. But the shit sells. So when you check bait, all their mate baggers need to have this on it. It relieves the crankcase from excess pressure. We developed it on our race bike.
Developed on the race bike.
This is our fab shop over here, so we do our fabricating. Pipe bender. We got this machine. It cost more than my house. I shit my pants when I bought this machine. It was my first machine purchase, and it's been the best thing we ever bought. You can put 4 different bent radiuses in. So instead of just doing one radius and then break the machine down and then change it and do another radius, you can do 4 different radiuses and we'll just keep them in the stacks. And then you do rolling bends too, right? Like the Barnes and Hines pipes with their long, sweet radius pipes. You can do those on here. We used to make our exhaust pipes by pieces, right? We had one little Ercolina machine back there, little single bend machine, and we would run that thing for hours and hours and hours and just get these bends, right? We do one bend, we'll cut it up, and weld it. So one set of pipes, they have like 9 or 10 welds. Alright, so this one here cuts it way down. I don't want to deal with TV. After we started doing it, it's a fucking pain in the ass. And I'm like, I won't deal with California. I won't deal with fucking TV. I'm like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Right. So they make it too hard. And it's like, why would we want to do business there if you're going to penalize us? There's enough people that appreciate what we do, that want our products, that we don't have to worry about getting an arse load of tickets. And up till now, right? We'll see if it changes. It might change down the road, and I might have to figure out how to. But right now, we don't need to deal with California. We don't need to deal with TV problems. Well, we do a lot of our stuff with Thundermax, right? And there's always, once we know what the rules are, we always know how to get around it, right? They just got to put the rules down here, lay them in front of us, and then we know where we got to go, right? So until they lay it out and tell us exactly where we're going, there's always a way around it. Yeah. And I just need to know where the rules are, and where they're going to lay them on the table. We'll figure a maze out, how to get around it. And there's resources, man. We got engineers that we know we can call and figure out a solution to stuff. That's what it is, man. It's not going to be an easy route, but they can't take it all from us. New Zealand is pretty tough. They have warrant of fitnesses that you do every 6 months to a year. So you got to bring your car in there and then do a warrant of fitness on it. Even Japan's getting harder.
Really?
Yeah. Japan sell a lot of motorcycles. Well, my job is to inspire the younger ones to know that it's achievable, right? It's like what Arlen Ness and all the guys did for us, right? They paved the way for us with custom motorcycles and being able to do what we love doing. We got to tell the younger guys, it's achievable. Don't fucking. It's right here. That's why I did my documentary, so they don't look at me as being some bugger it's some trust fund kid or something, right? So they look at me as that guy because they don't know my history. I want them to know, okay, man, you start off, you work hard, you get your apprenticeship, you get in a good company, get in a good shop. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want. Never put any stops in front of you. You can do it. I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching Shop Talk.
So make sure that you check out more at traskperformance.com. You're going to want to see everything Nick has coming up. Coming up for you, we have this cool feature bike. Right after that, we have more coming from Rush City. We may even have a little sneak peek inside of Bob's garage.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
My name is Briank Klock, and this is my 2.5-year-old son, Cargo, and we are from Mitchell, South Dakota. So we call this the decade chopper because the running joke at the shop was I've owned it for over a decade, still haven't got it done. And so it was just so fun that the Chopper Friends Throwdown allowed me the opportunity, just like it did last year, to finish my Row FXR. This year was I called it a vintage Yaffe frame, and Paul almost cried because I called him old, vintage. Chris Callan was nice enough to correct me and tell me that it's not vintage, it's classic. So it's my classic Yaffe frame. So Yaffe is a classic. And you can always tell a Paul Yaffe frame because it has the little triangles up there and little triangles right in here. And this particular one's for a twin cam B. So while it looks like a panhead, has exotic rocker boxes from a panhead, and also has a traditional Morris Magneto, it is a twin cam B motor. It's fully polished, got diamond cut heads and cylinders, a little bumped up on the compression, got some little better heads, and it's running a 42mm Mikuni. The Goodson air cleaner, which is kind of a hard piece to find nowadays, was engraved for the hamsters, and it was a gift from my friend Greg Wick, special for this project. He had it hanging on his wall and decided to give it to me. And then we ran a Ness headlight, and we cut the bottom of it so it sits over this Paco Springer, which features a new style shock. It has a rigid air airbag seat system, which most people haven't seen, that just pumps up right here and deflates like this. So you get some actual cushion in there. Paul Cox made the rigid air system. Dwayne Ballard covered the seat for me. Paul from Bare Knuckle Performance got us this Ripple pipe. Rob Roll from Donnie Smith's is the guru. He's the metal guy. So he and Donnie helped me, collaborated with me. We talked about how we can make this West Coast Chopper's tank stand out a little bit. We put a different dash on it, widened out these Biltwell handlebars, cut them down here, widened them up in here. We took this whole area of the seat in because when my wife Vanessa would sit on it, it's just too wide and didn't really work for her, and I really wanted her to be able to ride this bike as well. So we even took the controls and moved them up an inch and back 1 3/4 inches to tighten up the whole package. And I don't know, I'm just super proud of it, and it's super fun because it's all based on relationships, you know. It's people I know, it's friends I know, it's people I've known for 25, 26 now years in the industry. And even Lonnie Spiva at Heartland dug through his stuff. He's like, I don't even have that plate anymore, Brian. Sends it to me, it's got a few nicks in it, we got it chromed. I just think it speaks volumes for the camaraderie and what is motorcycling. I have a great young team with Danny and Ryan, Shelton, and my best friend Jeff, and they just stepped together and formed this nucleus, and we were able to build this thing literally in 4 days. And one of the guys summed it up. He said, you know, people aren't building 2000s choppers. This is a 2000 chopper. It's all the parts you could have got kind of after, you know, the thing really kicked off in the heyday in 2000, 2006. This is the chopper you would have seen. I'm Briank Klock from Klockworks in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Bikers Info USA, the first bikers app by bikers, for bikers, and it's free. National and state events, Sturgis and Daytona, Bikers Info USA. Every motorcycle manufacturer dealer listed. Biker products for you and your bike. Bikers Info USA. Find the places to go, places to party, places to stay at every event. Bikers Info USA. Download it now. It's free. Bikers Info USA.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and I'm here. I'm at the Dennis Kirk warehouse. Over 160,000 items in this room. You guys hear me say it all the time. Last minute in the garage, waiting to get that part you need. This is where it comes from. Check them out today, DennisKirk.com.
South Dakota, and I am the guy that had this idea a couple of years ago that Briank Klock aptly named the Throwdown. A couple of years ago, I challenged my friend Paul Yaffe to build off, and it turned into the FXR Friends Throwdown that we were at here last year. We decided to make the call that there was going to be another Throwdown, and that Throwdown was going to be choppers this time. I want to be clear, this is absolutely positively not a competition in any way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with who's got the best bike. It has nothing to do with whose bike is cooler than the other. Okay? This is about friendship, camaraderie, brotherhood, and custom motorcycles. That's what it's about. So, I want to introduce a couple of people. Right here is Jeff Zielinski, owner of NAM's Custom Cycle Products, Rigid Shovelhead Springer. He also owns Badlands Electric Lighting Company. James Patience, Ground Zero Customs, and his 13-year-old son. They built it together, okay? There's a lot of history on that bike, okay? Steve Reed, Steve's Garage, built that amazing, blingy, badass shovelhead. Gene Slater with that orange badass chopper right there. Gene Slater, Mitchell, South Dakota. Kind of the Black Hills too, we're kind of hoping. And if you don't know this guy by now, you're living underneath a rock. R11 Bomb from the Law Tigers. R11 Bomb was riding a Paul Yaffe called the Suzy Q twin cam rigid 39mm front end. The guy to his left is Tom fucking Kiefer, Franklin Church Choppers. Tom Kiefer came all the way from eastern Pennsylvania. He and Chris Callan to his left, they built those two bikes side by side, frame up, the frames were built, they did all the motor, all the transmission, they did all the bodywork, paint, they did it all. They bent up those handlebars. Now, the next guy, well, I just said, Chris Callan, Cycle Source Magazine. Chris Callan calls himself, I'm not really a builder. You know, I'm just not a builder. do me a favor. Come look at this panhead and tell me he's not a builder, all right? Fuck off. He's a fucking bike builder, okay? This is Justin Ooms, local boy, Stellar Cycles, okay? Decided to do a little traditional CFL right there. 113 Evo motor, rode handlebar to handlebar with him yesterday, had a blast. Now the next guy, definitely not a builder, okay? Make no mistake. But I'll tell you what, he will give it his all. He will go 100%. He will never quit. He will never stop. That is Flash from Bikers Against Bullies, right? On his Shovelhead Rigid Springer, kickstart only. The next man needs no introduction, okay? Probably one of my favorite human beings, Briank Klock, Mitchell, South Dakota, Clockworks. Hey, guess what? He just doesn't make only windshields, okay? He also knows how to build bikes, right? He has a Paul Yaffe Originals Classic frame. We don't use antique in Paul's name. He doesn't like that, and I need a place to sleep tonight. So we're calling it the Classic, okay? Paul Yaffe frame, twin cam powered chopper right there. The next two crashers this year, very, very good friend of mine, Brandon Hoffman, child prodigy when it comes to motorcycles, and his big dad, Big Rick Hoffman, okay? They built this bike together, father and son, okay? There was a structural failure unrelated. If you haven't heard the story, I'm here to tell you, this son of a bitch right here, don't fuck with him. Because that bike tried and it lost, is all I have to say. And I want to say, brother, I am very, very, very happy to be standing next to you today. Up front, we got a couple more. This is Dustin Smoot. Dustin Smoot, this is his chopper I built for him as part of this whole thing. And it's his vision. All I did was what he wanted to execute his vision. Certainly last but not least, there's this crazy bitch. Named Xavier Miro, Providence Cycle Works, on his rigid, right there.
And let's not forget Jason Moot, who built this beautiful chopper and that beautiful chopper for coming up with this crazy ass idea. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here, brother. I love you. And I'm glad you're standing here next to me.
One of my inspirations, one of the godfather of custom motorcycles, referred to as the motorcycle gentleman, my inspiration for a lot of things, Donnie fucking Smith is right over there. Donnie Smith has forgotten more about custom motorcycles than most people will know in their life, okay? So pick his brain. Ed Kerr, where's Ed? Ed's over here. Ed Kerr's sitting right over there. Again, an original hamster. The guy rides hard, builds well, just does it all. So listen, get in here and mingle. We're here because we want to inspire people. You know, this is what the deal is. If whether you change your own oil or you build your own bikes, just get in here, talk to these guys, talk about the bikes. Believe me, trust me when I say these guys love talking about their work.
Okay, guys, that's all we're going to have for you here, coming in all the way from Rush City, Minnesota, at the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio.
Next weekend, Chris and Mark hopefully will be 50 floors below
We're
street
54
level.
below. We could be 54 below. It's actually going to be 70 here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, next week we'll be back in the Cycle Source studio, not the mobile studio, but back in Cycle Source, and we'll be at headquarters for a little while. I'm so looking forward to a couple things. Our dogs.
Yep, super
my own
excited.
bathroom. Very important as you get older.
It doesn't make a difference. I'm just looking forward to the dogs.
All right, man. So until next time, make sure you set your alarms. Do the like and share thing so that you know when we go live with another episode of Shop Talk.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Bye,
Felicia.
Here we go again,
We'd like to
2023,
thank our
just one big
sponsors for their
blur.
continued support, and we hope you pay them a visit when you're in the market for great motorcycle parts, products, and events. S&S Cycle, Makuni American, Baco Parts, The Broken Spoke Saloon, Twisted Tea, The Iron Horse Saloon, High Seas Rally, Twisted Chopper, Twin Power, Drag Specialties, Geico, Law Tigers, Tech Cycle, Fueling Parts, Lone Star Rally, Hijinks Apparel, Progressive Insurance, Spectra Oil, No School Choppers, Motion Pro Tour.